Hey, so the other day I went to a school concert for Charlie. She had a solo and she knocked it out of the park. She's got a pretty strong voice. When she wants to be, she can really be assertive. Sounds great. Her and one of her classmates both had solos, not dueling solos, but one after another, and it was great. It was really good. So the that was the second of three presentations. The first one was like an all strings part of the orchestra, and I think they played the Pachelbel and a few others, and it was a little difficult to sit through. As a musician and married to a reluctant musician, Teresa insists that. She's not a musician, but yeah, you should hear that woman sing when she doesn't think anybody's listening. She sounds great. She used to be in chorus and she knows how to play instruments. She just doesn't anymore. Anyway, she knows pitch, she knows tone, she knows all this. And when the song started, I remember hearing it and going, "Huh, it's kind of got the same cadence of the Pachelbel canon." And it started out so wrong. It was like they were trying to play it all in the black keys. It was weird. So, but hey man, they're sixth graders and they're playing better than I can. You give me a violin and I'm not going to be able to scratch that out. So good on them. And the third segment was had more brass in their presentation, and it sounded better. I don't know if it was because it was brass and it covered. If the impact of the brass instruments, hides some of the things that strings quite don't hide. I don't know. All I know is they seem a little more practiced. But even the chorus in the second segment with Charlie and hers, there were a couple errors that they made, and I'm not knocking. They're sixth graders and they're doing fantastic. So, between those furtive glances over to Teresa about like, ooh, did they mean that note? There was the smile of knowing and appreciating that they're doing music in school still. They've got a play coming up, they've got art, and they've got music. A lot of that stuff is going away, and I'm hearing like it's going away fast. So the fact that these kids are being exposed to music, they're playing music, and they're sounding great. They're sounding great. So I just thought it was beautiful. So it just reminded me of a time not too long ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I don't know. A friend of ours was a school. It was an educator. I don't know if she was a teacher she was a music teacher. So, but her school was like this prestigious school in Jacksonville. So she was putting on a play. She was talking about this play, and it was The Music Man. So it's one of the ones I grew up on. I know, I've seen it 100 times. And so I started singing it. She's like, "Oh, you know that one?" Because she knew me as like this crazy, dumbass metalhead drummer. She's like, "You know a musical?" And I'm like, "I know a lot of musicals." So she's like, "Oh, you guys should come out and see this because, we put on a really good play." So I talked to Teresa, and she's familiar with The Music Man. So we we decide, all right, you know what, let's go. So we're in this auditorium, a high school auditorium. We don't have a kid in the class. We're just there to see the play. And we're expecting like, oh, this is like some, local theater type stuff. No, it was a high school play. It was a high school play. And, we were glad we went, we supported the arts and all that, but yeah, we ducked out about halfway through. You don't stick around at a high school play when you don't have a kid in the class. It was good, but it wasn't, we ducked out. So, but it made me happy. Charlie's segment in her presentation was the second of three, presentations. And we sat through the third one because that's what you do. You don't get up and leave when your kid's done. That leaves the last segment. The only people they're playing to are their own parents. That's not cool, man. So, no, it was good. And like I said, I was very appreciative of the fact that they're still doing music. They're still putting out the arts, and the kids are being exposed to it. So I don't know if I'd recommend showing up to these things without having a kid in the class, without having to, but it's interesting. So, all right, thanks, guys.